software today to try to improve things. So if there's any issues or problems, please let me know. It was supposed to verify the title and everything, but it doesn't look like it did that for me. Troubling. Alright, looks like we have it correct, just need to change one thing. Thanks for your patience. There we go. Thank you for your patience as we got that all in place. Like I said, the software acts a little differently. It also is having to try to rebind keys to different things, so that's made things interesting. But hey, we'll make it through. Hopefully it'll improve the experience as well. Alright, just verifying the last couple things and we'll get going. Alright, we are just about set. Just like making sure we got everything in place. Alright, so different thing I'm trying to do is make sure I have the Discord channel up as well, so we can see that, as well as the other components. So we can try to stay more connected and involve you all more. Alright, I think we are ready to go. We find ourselves back on the bridge so we may continue the work of the Omnissiah. We had followed details bringing us to the Alpha Pariah, and now we will continue finding out what else they know. We are here to meet an Inquisitor Martyr and find out what Mr. Mercer knows. We will descend to the planet and find out. Van Winter, do you have anything that requisitions that we require? We did find there was a Plasma Cavalier Alpha. Yeah, we're gonna be switching to that. Beta? Alpha. I am thinking about switching to the electro shielding when we get the other stuff unlocked. It just does. That's not bad. No, it's not so good. I like the better armor though. I kind of would like to get the healing, but we are working on trying to get the big robots on this guy. Ooh, what do you have? Oh, it is an alpha radium. I can't say no. This is terrible. I really need to say no to stuff like that because I don't know that we'll be using that. But I can't. I am thinking about clearing an additional character and building a turret-based individual. And really the only reason to have additional characters of the same class is so that you can have them set and just quickly jump between them. There's really no actual advantage. Oh good, the new software actually shows a little more than the old software did. I like that. It may make it where we can not have to use some of the other things, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. Alright, we have that. We have 3. We needed to get to data flux reserve for all summons. Nah, don't need that. That wouldn't hurt. Cataphren. We're planning on not doing the Cataphren. I guess we could. And that's the thing for the down this way is Tarantula, Tarantula, Tarantula. So if you want to do the Tarantula turrets on your Tech Priest, this route right here is really what you want to go for. So, just to make sure everyone knows that is interested. Just trying to see here. The construct ability is good to speed of them, which is, you know, always helpful. Cataphren, not what we need. Additional slot is this, on the other hand, Castilian. The Castilian is what we want to unlock the stuff. We want to unlock all Castilian. Ooh, minus 5% reserve. That would actually be helpful. Yeah, that would be useful. Trying to decide which option we want to go with first. We might need to do some respecking too. The HP is definitely worth having. Constructs become immune to knockdown does not sound bad. And regeneration per second, that's really good. Survivability. I mainly went with that one because we could actually unlock it. I need to double check our setup. We currently have range, range, ranged, melee, melee. And I think we'll stick with that for now. As for this, that one doesn't do us a lot of good right now. We will move back to it. Don't get me wrong. But I do want to see if we can get something better. I think we'll go with that because we do have a few of those. And our final thing is, there's anything here. Yeah, a lot of these we don't have unlocked yet, so it won't matter. Alright, without further ado, the last thing we're going to do is check if he can craft us a alpha plasma, and then we will begin. What is it? Plasma Cavalier Alpha. That's the only reason I'd consider doing the Cataphron, is that they get the grab cannon, which makes me debate going with them. Ah, we can. Ooh. Why not? When I was doing that the other day, it was really nice to have it. It did much better against armored enemies. So if we look here, you get slow, strong versus armored, and single target, but it does ricochet, which is interesting. This one has rapid fire, tight spread, single target, and poison damage over time. So if we were going to focus on damage over time, that would be better. But since we haven't actually spec'd into any of that, this one's actually better. Especially because they like throwing armored opponents at us, and armored opponents, when you don't have anything armor piercing, can be a bit tricky. Good, now we have our Plasma Cavalier, and we can descend to the planet. Inquisitor Martyr, prepare for our arrival. He is part of the Ordo Xenos. We've already had dealings with the Ordo Hereticus, and we want to purge their filth for their interfering in our business. And then the Ordo Malleus is certainly active in this area. There's far too many demons for them to not be involved.
I'm afraid I'm fresh out of Hammersek and cigars. But I have a new Eldari contingent moving in for all your entertainment needs.
These Eldar seem really persistent. It is time to combine our forces.
My thoughts exactly.
Oh, don't have quite enough for the last one. There we go. We have our host up, and yep. Exceptional.
Tell me more about these Eldar invaders.
They have arrived with a fairly substantial force, I'm afraid. Their Farseer will resort to his favorite tactics and use Wraith constructs to get to the data vault.
You sound like you know him very well.
Actually, we go way back. And in case you wondered, yes, his heartwarming visit is related to that unique person on your ship.
That is all classified. You should have informed me about the Farseer's information.
Have you ever tried making conversation with a Farseer? It's like interpreting a fever dream. I didn't even realize what his words meant at the time.
Lovely. So there's a Farseer that has information that should not be privy to, and you've allowed it to not inform us. Heretical not informing us of information pertinent to our tasks. This temple world is the second sort of location that seems to have issues streaming. Give me just a second. Trying to let it catch up. We're gonna see if that helps any. Just trying to do anything I can to help. Let's see how that goes. Alright, let's see if that has any sort of improvement or not. I'm worried it might not, but hey, it's worth a shot to do anything we can to improve it.
We are in time. The turrets are still operational.
That's a relief. Considering my history with the Conclave, I wouldn't want to have to explain the destruction of the data vault to them.
I'm still baffled as to why the Eldar dedicated such efforts to invading this place.
They must think that they'll find something here they can use to save their craft world. You must not forget that the Eldari are a dying race, clinging to every shred of hope.
You are demonstrating almost alarming levels of empathy.
Yes. Alarming levels of empathy. I'm hoping the melee ones will be in the lead to take the hits for everyone else. And then we can use the firepower to take everyone down. So far we seem to be doing well as to keeping our constructs alive and doing healthy enough to function. So that's good. We'll see what we can do. Do what we can.
I don't know about you, but I could do with a stiff drink right now.
You seem quite flamboyant for an agent of the Holy Ordos.
What can I say? I have spent decades in disguise as the rogue trader captain of the good ship Storm Skipper. And certain things will rub off.
What exactly? Navigational skills? Haggling?
I'm quite proud of my meticulous paperwork. And I can always find a great inn in any void port.
Alright. I went ahead and grabbed it so we kind of paused things so we could finish letting him speak before combat commenced too much. Ah, wondrous constructs. Oh, they're healing. That's why they're doing so well. Oh, that was such a good perk to get. And yeah, I know we're still getting lag, and I hate it. I really hate it. Unfortunately, this world, there's no way to not have lag. Ugh.
Inquisitor, I wish to report for duty. We must defend the sacred archives from the Xenos scum.
Your primary objective hasn't changed, Sergeant. You must protect the Alpha Pariah.
With all due respect, Inquisitor, I feel that we are wasting my potential here. But I will obey.
Good, Thorn. I'd hate to have to explain to your commander that you disobeyed orders from the Inquisition. Obedience is binary. You either did or did not.
I will send your soul.
No. This healing may make the Cataphragms more useful as well, because that was one of the issues we had, is that they weren't regenerating.
Another Xenos-based dreaming about words.
We have acquired a machine spark, exceptional. Omnissiah be praised. So far, we have not lost a construct. That is indeed interesting. And exceptional.
So this is their target. This data vault stores classified inquisitorial records. Judging by the classification entries, the dossier on the Martyr investigation could also be here.
The Elder must have been trying to locate the Martyr.
I'd rather put it differently. They have been definitely after the Alpha Pariah.
A valid theory. Her traits make her capable of cleansing an infested craft world.
Absolutely. Therefore, they will not retreat until their Farseer is dead.
Then that is what we must do. They do have some adequate skills. If only we could bend them to our needs. Their Farseer talents are known to me. We have found...
Inquisitor Mercer, fate has brought us together again.
I wish we had met under different circumstances.
This is the path we must walk, and it ends here for one of us.
And they're targeting me. Ow, ow, ow. Good.
Before I become part of the Infinity Circuit, you must know something.
Wait, I'm initiating pit recording.
We never wanted to harm that unique individual. We only wanted to take her to our craft world.
You wanted to cleanse your dying world?
That is our only purpose.
And why did you need these Imperial archives?
I have no interest in your petty secrets, but I saw that you would come. You, the key to the Anathema Ultima. The Harlequin warned us not to take this path, but we didn't have any choice.
What can you tell me about the Harlequin?
She cannot be trusted. She has her own agenda. She walks the seventh path. Her fate is linked to the Whispering One.
Intriguing. Alright, well, just gonna check if there's any additional loot and we will go back to our ship. And hopefully have no more of this warp-tainted lag. This level, this style map, and the one where we met Kolstein on the deck of the Martyr, those are the two maps that are abysmal performance.
I've answered your plea and launched a rescue operation to save you. You still owe me some answers about the Alpha Pariah.
I'll be completely honest with you. I can't answer your questions. Wait! Don't do anything impulsive. I know someone who can help you.
And who would that be?
A Harlequin. You'll be pleased to hear that you have already met her.
You are playing a dangerous game here, Inquisitor.
This is not a game, and we both know the Harlequins hold the key to many secrets. I'm talking about the fabled Black Library, of course. The source of all ancient and forbidden knowledge.
The existence of the library is known only to a few Elder, and even fewer are allowed to enter.
The Harlequins are the exception. See? It was worth hearing me out.
I don't like the way you set me up, Inquisitor, but I need answers. Do you happen to know where I can find this Harlequin?
As a matter of fact, I do. On the planet Loriarch.
The exterminated maiden world of Craftworld to Athal.
One of the few truly charming corners of the subsector.
I can only imagine. That is my next destination, then.
We will keep an eye on him, for he has betrayed us once, he may do so again. Hey! Meh. So let's hear a vote. If anyone wants to see the Cataphrone units, let me know. Otherwise, we'll hold off until we get the Castilian. I do not see anything of value, which is most unfortunate. This one is technically better by base, but the additional 105 makes it so it is not lesser. For kicks and giggles, since we do not have space in our storage. Intriguing. That one is intriguing. However, we'd lose our additional summon that we currently need. Unless we go with the Cataphrone. Not as much as I'd like. However, that does look quite impressive. It is the first one we've seen that actually looks a quality that would be suitable for us. That's not bad either. Just disappointing that we would lose our additional. You know what? Let's try it. We'll bring out our Cataphrons again. I think there would be a decent build for the Cataphrons. I just have not acquired said knowledge yet. There is additional. Intriguing. I thought we had acquired all of it. Very well. I want to order them. they were sorted by type, I thought that that would mean all of our items would be together, but apparently they did not. Alright. I do want to try them out again, just to see if we can find a good build. And we lost our final slot anyways, so we can only have 4. If there's 4 in their healing, maybe that would do it. These, which we want to go with, we cannot currently do, because the data flux cost would mean we could only have 2, maybe 3 at most, and we're trying, well, 2 at most. We want to get to where we can have 3 of them. I think we'll go with the destroyers. Let's see what happens with the heavy weapons platform. But, we don't have an additional yet. So we'd have to get to 3 points or 3 points to do it. So they will only have 1 for the time being. Damage reduction still would not be bad for survivability. We had a option here. Phosphorus blaster. Interesting. We need this though, because that's going to help us be able to reacquire them if needed. Grav cannon. Cataphragm plasma. So we cannot attach the plasma. And the phosphor blaster is the alternate. And that would actually be good to use, but we don't have it unlocked. Alright. Good to know. Information. Now, do we have damage resistance and healing? Looking for HP regen, just so we can boost that. Because if we can get HP regen, that will give them a chance to heal in between. This is the only one that will not have HP regen. Unless we go and acquire a new one that has HP regen. Well, that's 130. Max HP. Damage reduction. I think we'll go with this one. We don't do melee damage, but the additional HP would mean he'll heal more by his default. I want to give the Cataphragm a second chance to see if they can perform admirably or not. I want it at least cleared enough that we can pick up the equipment that we find on this one. And so, we go to meet the Harlequin. I do not like this course of action. I do not trust the slimy individual we spoke with, but neither do I trust this Harlequin wench.
Careful down there, Inquisitor. The world is crawling with Tyranids.
My main concern is not both Xenos, but another one in particular. Are you certain that the Harlequin won't be here?
I am, as much as one can be, certain about Harlequins. But I know her, and I'm confident you'll meet her.
It is surprisingly quiet at the moment.
The Tyranids are hibernating, but trust me, your arrival will stir them up mightily.
A precise and surgical strike is what I need now. Send me the coordinates of the Harlequin.
There are 3 webway gates in the area. The Harlequin could be near any of them.
I'm still perplexed by the ferociousness of the Tyranids without their hive fleet.
It is indeed remarkable. The Xenos recognize the futility of a full-scale invasion and use the available biomass to infect as many planets as they could.
Still, eventually they were purged by the Imperium.
Not entirely. After the Tyranids had scattered their forces, isolated diaspores were able to survive eradication. Mostly on the more backwater planets.
A necessary death.
How does that saying go about plans extending beyond...
Inquisitor, I have troubling news. Judging by the Argo reconnaissance, the entire area is showing Tyranid activity on an immense scale.
Without backup, the chances of success in an engagement with the Tyranid invasion on this scale are minuscule.
May I make a proposal? We have already engaged the services of a certain Sakaradok, the pilot of the fearsome Imperial Knight called Crimson Wanderer, in cases just like this.
I find your initiative commendable, Captain. But this knight could be anywhere in this. Now I'm beginning to see why the threat of the isolated Tyranid diaspores led the Adeptus Mechanicus to order exterminators.
Yes, that was the sad fate of this maiden world.
The current situation proves, though, that even an exterminators might not be enough.
What is more disturbing is that this proves that this particular hive mind acted like a highly intelligent being and used cold logic.
Why? Why did you have to cut it off? Hey, welcome. Hanoi Carta, welcome. If there's anything that seems to not be working or something on the stream, let me know, because I'm trying out a new software. Hoping for improved performance, but we will see.
Your annihilation is a gift to the Emperor.
Alright. Yeah, it won't let me modify the voice volume, so I'll just have to try to talk louder then. Alright, there we go. There's supposed to be an overlay as well to help me see things, but it's not showing up. So that's also disappointing. Always focus on the summoner, not the summons. Yeah, I did have them out. I was trying these Cataphren again. With these Tech Priest, I plan on going for the Castilian robots eventually. But I did want to try these guys out one more time. Now that I have healing, they'll actually heal by default. I grab that perk. But yes, 20 of the melee spiders are quite impressive. Quite devastating. My alternate guy I have, Tech Priest, that I was trying to build up alongside this one off stream for going a different morality route, did the exact same. Like, he has 20 of those spiders, melee spiders, and they are devastating.
Target eliminated.
But when I do it on stream, it's not trying to find necessarily optimal path. Sometimes it is, but right now it's more the RP aspect of this Adeptus we're playing as, this Inquisitor. This Inquisitor sees value in other robots as well, the hard-hitting ones, and so that's why he wants to go with the Castilian.
Inquisitor Martyr, do you have any idea what the Harlequin is trying to achieve on an infested planet?
First of all, it used to be their world. I'd say the Eldar regard it as their world still. Harlequins are attracted to the sites of great tragedies.
What is so unique about this planet?
This used to be an Eldari maiden world, at a hub in the webway. Numerous gates are still intact.
So she can dance between the webway and real space. A perfect hideout for a Harlequin.
Yeah. The Castilians are going to take a bit of work, and so I haven't used them yet because I want to be able to bring 3 Castilians before we bring them. The 1% HP heal that we got is definitely helping us survive here. If we didn't have that 1% HP heal by default, these guys would be not surviving nearly as long. So, survivability for the ones that have reserve costs, like the Cataphren and Castilian, from what I can see, is the key to make them useful at all. If you don't have the ability to make them more robust and survivable, you can't use them really. And that's the thing with those little, what do we call them? I can't remember the name of it. Siloi. Siloi are just, they have no reserve cost, and so you can just reacquire them. So it's basically they're disposable. For these bigger ones, you have reserve cost, and that starts making it more difficult because you don't regain your data flux until they die. So it really causes a limitation. So it's more trying to play and figure out if there's a way to make it viable with that limitation. And as you see, the Plasma Cavalier Alpha I like because it's armor piercing and it ricochets. It is my preferred weapon, especially because it has the additional slot. And then, of course, you can have all 5 slots with it or the other Alpha, the Radium Rifle Alpha. But the Radium Rifle Alpha doesn't have... I don't think this stuns, it slows. But it ricochets. And the ricochet delivers heat damage to up to 3 additional targets nearby. That is what punches through armor. Yeah. So I find it to be quite useful because a lot of the characters are armored that we've been facing, and the ricochet is nice because one shot hits multiple. Now, the other one, the Radium, does have poison DOT, but I haven't put any points into DOT or really any other skill, so I find the Plasma Cavalier to work a little better.
Perish.
Now, I think if you had points to spend, you could definitely make the Radium one punch nice. Yeah, slowing a bunch with the ricochet shot has definitely been helpful. But as you see, look right there, Tyranid Champion armored. Well, I'm punching through his armor because I have armor piercing. The Radium Rifle, when I used it, it was nicking them lightly.
Execution protocol initiated.
Doing good. How are you doing, Hurt and Heal? Yeah, I saw that it's the 6 spider leg segue. I wish it was his legs. It should be his legs, but I'll forgive them for their lack of doing so. I mean, I know this is, in canon it is a transport that a lot of them use, but they also will fully replace their legs with it, and I like that better. I am level 23. So, this is the, second day that we've been working on this character and progressing the story? Yeah. Ooh, big boy with lots of armor. And I lost one. Yeah, see, now that it's dead, I can start regaining that data flux that the reserve is gone. But now I have to wait to resummon him because I don't have enough data flux. No, don't engage. I'm trying to get you to heal. Heal. Yes, don't engage. Yeah, I saw it in the inventory screen yesterday too, or Friday it was, and I was disappointed. I was like, no, you're supposed to be augmented, not walking, not standing on it. But, it happens. This Mananthrope is just Malanthrope to be in pain. Ah, these guys are being a real pain. How'd you get lost? I've really enjoyed the tech adapt. If you need any advice or stuff on it, let me know. I can see what I can do. The yellow and green armor? I'm not sure where you're seeing the yellow and green armor. If you mean here, let me look at it in just a moment. The yellow, I believe, is suppression. Yeah, I think yellow is suppression. I'm not sure on green. I'll have to look. Maybe that is... Yeah, I see what you're saying. I thought it was suppression, but now it's green. I don't know. Let me take a look here in a minute. I'm not sure what that is. You're right. I'd seen it before, but I never really thought about it. Huh. I'm not sure. We'll have to quickly see if we can pull open the infodex, whatever they call it. Their help document. See if it says. Tutorials. Combat. Suppression. Maybe that's just what it is. The bar shows what state they're in, I think. Protected, suppressed, overwhelmed. That would make sense. That it would show it that way for them as well. So the bar should change colors based on what state of suppression they're in. I don't see anything else that suggests it. Yeah. Well, they do fairly well at helping you know how to unlock them.
Considering the fate
So
of
if
this
there's something
world,
particularly you want to know how to unlock, we can look at it.
The Eldari as
Get that figured
potential
out.
allies.
We fear the alien, and for a very good reason. But sometimes
It does
you need
take
to
a
recognize
lot
that
of
some of them
work
are
and
waging
study
the
and
same hopeless
practice to
war for
unlock
existence
the
in a
things.
hostile galaxy that we are.
All right. Cleansed and purged. Moving on to objective. Filthy Xenos.
We must talk, Harlequin. Seriously this time. I fought my way here.
No, human. You have barely started fighting. The true battle only begins now.
My tolerance for your riddles has not increased greatly since last time.
Still, you are exactly where you need to be. Not far from here, upon the plains of despair, where the towers no longer sing laments, lies the ruin of the Shrine of the Prophecy.
I've warned you about talking in riddles, haven't I?
Your kind call it the Viscerum Prophecy. That is where the corrupted wanderer, the one you call Uther Tiberius, followed the same visionary words.
Tell me about the shrine.
Why? You would not understand it. The shrine holds great power, which is why the Devourers are drawn to it. I will lead you there once the path is clear.
And if I refuse to play my part in your wicked theatrics?
Then the Nexus will open, and its purple gaze will fall upon your falling empire, Inquisitor.
You sound just as insane as I thought. However, I have an idea about that swarm.
I will join you in the endless dance of death after you have walked through fire and flames.
To the bridge.
I have good news. The Freeblade Knight is awaiting deployment against the Tyranids, and Sir Ambrose Caradoc is currently reciting the prayers of sacred recalibration in the hangar.
That zone is the epicenter of the infestation. He needs to be prepared.
Yeah, well, I've not been using the armor type for the special ability lately. The one I have on right now, I'm actually just using for the damage reduction, so I can survive better. So the 23 damage reduction is the reason I'm using that armor. That's it. And for the HP per hit, but it also has the additional 2.3 damage reduction, so I actually get 25.3 damage reduction per hit. So I'm really only using it for survivability, not actually the other. If you're talking about the Necro remnants, yeah, no, that's the big issue I've had with it, is that I want to use it because I like the healing, but it's just so weak. Just so weak. So, we'll see. I'm holding on to it because I really would like the special ability, but I can't take that. I was actually looking at this inoculator that we might use. I like that it has the 18 capacity. HP and execution is totally worthless. Totally worthless. You know, I think I will use this one. We'll just go pop the other one off. 18... Okay, that's actually not bad. Yeah, well, if we go with the reserve route and have the 3 Castilians, that's when I could see bringing this one back on board. Because the Castilians have a reserve cost, period. You gotta live with it. And so, well, I don't know. It takes 50 per use, so if our 10%, then it would work. Well, that's why we're holding off for now. Watch this. So you can see what I'm talking about. If we go here, which we should have already done, but we failed to do so, here, 20 reserve cost. And then in here, where was it? There was another 20 reserve cost one. Here, data flux reserve of all summons. And I got the 5 off, so that would be 45% reduction. The two 20% reductions will get us to where we can have 3 of them. And then that would be 90% reserve cost. So if we go in here, you'll see now it's only 40% data flux reserve. And so if we get the additional 20%, that drops it down to 30. We have the 5%, which is going to drop it by an additional 5. So it's going to be 25% data flux. And so we actually may be able to get 4. And if we can get 4, then yeah, we're going to be totally maxed out on our data flux. It's going to be 100% reserved, which I would be really okay with, because then I would just keep the armor we have on, and I would never use the special ability, but we'd have the armor. If we only get 3, I might use this and try to make it where we have the 50 data flux to do heal once in a while. And that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm holding out a little bit, trying to see which way we're going to go with it. But I've looked at that and I'm really trying to figure it out. Oh yeah, no, absolutely the regen tool. That's what they have right now. I got the 1% regen. Where was it? I think it was actually over here, yeah. 1% HP regen per second. And then I'm going to be getting the attachments open here. I want to get these 2 open. And then each module can actually have regen on it as well. If we go over here. So you can have HP regen per second. And then there's also the actual, there's one of these that actually does regen as well. And so I was planning on doing just really stacking up the regen and hopefully do damage resistance as well on them to make them have a lot of regen as well as a lot of defense, and so that they can survive and then use the bigger, tougher guys for that. Oh yes, I did see that one, and I was planning on using that as well. I think it was in here. Where was it? I saw the one you're talking about though. But yeah, it's basically they get a regen based on the amount of reserve data flux you have. I think it was actually a passive skill, you're right. But yeah, I saw that, and that's one of the ones I want to get as well, because if we have 100% reserve, or even 90% reserve, that's going to mean they have a big boost in health, and that's really the only way I can see the Castilian robots surviving and doing, thriving well. And so that's kind of was in my mind of what we're trying to get to, but the thing is we need to get enough levels to get enough skill points. Well, I don't think 45 is the max off reserve, because we already have, I mean, maybe it is. I know right now it starts as 50%. We got 20% off, which brought it to 40% reserve cost. And then we can get another 20 to drop it to 30, and we have 5%, which should drop it down to not 25, but 20 something. And I'm hoping that there's another 5% reduction that I haven't seen that will let us get to basically 25 reserve cost. So if we go here, you see that we'll just go here, 40% data flux reserve. And so I want to see if we can get this from 40% down to 25%, because then we could have 4 of them. And I really would like that. And then if we got the reserve cost regen, like you were mentioning, which I totally agree, that would give them 100% regen, and so they may be really tough and out there, so that we can, you know, really handle it. Especially if you get, you know, the defense boosts here. We already got quite a lot of them, so they got more HP, and the more HP means they heal more. So yeah, I'm really going with that. Trying to look here if there's any... Yeah, here. 1% max HP for every 5% of current reserve to construct. So that would give us 20% max HP regen. And so that's quite hefty if you think about it, on top of the other regens we already have. And so I'm hoping that going that route will make it feasible. And like I said, I haven't been able to test it, so I don't know. It's theory right now and speculation. We're just working on it. So you guys get to join along for the fun, crazy ride. An alternate guy I thought about making for the Tech Adept, which I thought would be very interesting to play with and see if it was viable, is going with a turret specialist, where he just drops turrets down all the time. But I haven't built that one yet or looked into it. Right now I'm sticking with the two, going the two different morality paths, one radical, one Puritan. And the radical is going to go the Castilian robot. The Puritan is going the disposable, what do you call them, Viviscerator route. Can we get the phosphorus for the Castilian? Because that would be helpful. Or not Castilian, Cataphren. Upgrade their damage a little. Yeah, I want to get a generator module. Yeah, no, I get that. The issue with that, if we do the turret route, what you would need to do is you need to go with the support tree as well and boost your data flux and data flux regen. Yeah, like here. You'd want to go with all of this. And then you probably have the ability to they probably have the ability somewhere here to do basically bonus to data flux. At least they did on the others. It looks like they don't here though. That's alright. But you'd at least want the... Oh, there you go, 20% data flux restored on inoculator use. That's what I was looking for. So if you want the turret route, from what I've seen, to make it viable, you'd need to go heavy spec into support. So you'd want all support, and you'd want, of course, the full branch here of the turret. Yeah. Because if you went the turret route, you're not going to care about, you know, I mean, the alpha turret you might, but you wouldn't care about, you know, the regeneration module you might, the, where is it? Like, the knockdown. You're not going to care about the knockdown. You're not going to care about, the additional weapons that you can get for the other ones. You're not going to care about speed. I mean, this whole tree is mostly going to be worthless for you. Okay, great. Attack range, yeah, you could go that route, but the speed is going to do nothing on a turret. They have no speed. And a lot of these additional weapons or attacks for the other constructs, you're going to ignore. And so that leaves a lot of those skills available to instead dump into the support tree, so you can get the 20% missing data flux restored on inoculator use. And so you'd want to spec your inoculator to be minimal use, which we actually need to go do that. Minimal use, but rapid. So like here, okay, well we can use one of these if we wanted, but that boosts the usages. So instead of bothering with one of these, I'm just going to pop it off. And as you saw, it bumped my usage count. So inoculator usage 4, 9. Yeah, exactly. The increased range comes from plopping new ones down too. So you wouldn't necessarily need the range increase. So literally what you do is just run around, just dropping them all over. And then you can always fall back to them, that's the thing. It would be much of a guerrilla warfare sort of tech adept. You'd run up, blast them, aggro them back, and you'd have your 5 turrets set up, and they would just sit there gunning them all down with 5 turrets on the hill, sort of thing. So I thought of that the other day, but I already had the other 2, so I figured I'd hold off on the additional for now. But yeah, that's the route I was looking at. I was like, that's actually viable to do a turret build. But I really want to see if we can make the Castilian robot path work. And I really want to see if there's any way we can squeeze out a 4th at 100% reserve and just, you know, make them regen and durable and bring out a squad of, you know, Castilian robots. Let's enable our phosphorus. Because that boosts their range, which is kind of what I'm going for, is pushing back the range and just letting them lay down the heavy fire. Alright. Yeah, we did. I want to make sure we still had this. That's the other thing you want to look at is the bonuses you get for the different attributes. So here you'll see 5% HP and suppression gained per data flux spent. Okay? Meh. But you can get 5 data flux on construct death for the bot one that has the 20 bots. That's actually quite useful because you recycle, which is good. I was trying to think if there's any of these I saw that would work well for our Castilian path, and I don't think there was. Yeah, there you go, 5% HP for constructs. That's one that we're going to want. So, self-repair. It doesn't matter. This one actually I went with a Scutarius. But as you get further on in levels, they get everything the same. So by level, 20 to 30, somewhere in there, they basically line up and are almost identical. So it's really the early levels is the only difference. Oh, and on my Puritan, I made a mistake. And that is that I skipped the tutorial. So you don't actually get the first morality choice if you skip the tutorial. So you really want to go through the tutorial to get that morality choice to start pursuing a morality path. Yeah, I think we're going to go this route because we want the HP for these Cataphren. Alright, let's proceed. Before we proceed, let me quickly refill liquid so that we don't have to pause midway. So give me just one moment and we will press on. Yeah, I hope you get into the class and give it a try. It's a very different playstyle from the other, and I do like that they diversify each class a bit so that you can have very different characters and style. This has been my favorite just due to the lore that I know of with the Mechanicus, so I might be biased.
Tech Priest, I'm in the Underhive to investigate the case of mass disappearances. Talk to me.
Information schematics received from Adeptus Arbeit operatives have been analyzed. The abduction cases indicate cult activity. Data coverage is insufficient, but this is the location where most abductees disappeared.
Can you scan the area? Until now, only the Underhivers have been affected, but the abductions are beginning to threaten the stability of the Hive itself. We have no time to lose.
Agreed. Current procedure is inefficient. Deploying Scryer Skull units immediately. Initiating data-gnostic litanies.
I will follow the trails into the Underhive. Contact me when you have something.
Okay, yeah, these guys are definitely doing better with the phosphorus gun. Just being able to stay at range. See? Give him the range, give him the range. We do have that boost of the range damage, which I know is helping. Especially since they stand back and actually use that ability, which I'm very thankful for. That they made it where the AI seems to actually be smart, making decisions.
Execution protocol initiated.
So yeah, they're doing really well at actually staying back and getting that bonus. Didn't see the trap because I was focusing on taking out the Psyker. Bad move. You know, this is actually working. These guys are actually working like this. Getting those selections on them and giving them the additional range is actually working. That's good. That's good. That's one thing where they show they're not that smart, is they stand in the area of the, acid or poison and just take the damage. Which I actually wonder that. Will the Castilian robots take poison damage? They're not living, so they shouldn't. Poison shouldn't matter to machine. However, I think they do, because I think the little guys did too. But these guys have organic, so I can fully see them taking poison damage. Yeah, I love the ricochet shot on this gun. It's nice. Heavy weapons platforms deployed, sending down the heavy ordnance.
Reconnaissance ritual completed. 3 locations identified with the highest likelihood of yielding further intelligence. Praise the Omnissiah.
Indeed, the Omnissiah shall always be praised. And then maybe the Emperor after him. Yeah, see, their healing has made it so I haven't had to resummon them. I would have had to refresh them by now if we didn't have the healing on them. They're all topped off on health. That is key. And these guys are kind of my experiment for trying to get the Castilian robots as well. You know, how to make them viable, because they're a little cheaper to, you know, create than the Castilians are. So it's, to me, I thought it would be a good middle ground test. The other thing is, per hit on this gun is nice for healing because it ricochets, so you get multiple health per shot. Kind of like health per shot on the flamer on our Crusader was quite fun because, oh yeah, you hit a huge area and get a lot of health all at once.
Data gnostics are becoming extremely difficult due to interference. But there is a high probability of harmful devices in your vicinity.
Your calculations are correct, but late. Again.
Activating penitent circuits on the data serfs for their sluggish processing.
And yes, I focused on the door so that we could stop taking damage over time. Okay. Good to know on the Castilian. True. I do wonder though, is there new armor that you can get to do a reserve cost reduction? I haven't looked at what all of the available options are for armor enchants. But that's the other thing I'd consider is there an item enchant to reduce data flux, and there is some to reduce cost to abilities. So that is an option where you could reduce it that way. But I haven't seen if there's one for reducing the reserve cost.
Your actions were illogical.
I mean, I guess we could always go with 5 of the Catafren, but I thought it'd be fun to go with the Catachan. Or the Castilian instead of the Catafren. Lay down the heavy ordnance, take out the infernal psyker. Who says it's a trap? There's like a 75% chance it's a trap, and then like a 25% chance you get some loot. Whoa, we hit 25% chance. Oh yeah. Not a whole lot of stuff there, but you know. On my Tactical Crusader, the first architect item I got was actually at low level from one of those. So yeah. Now, like I said, that's usually like 75% chance that it's, you know, 3 turrets. Always a trap, yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Which, I don't mind. It's, you know, it's fun. What's fun is when they like, oh no, it's a trap. My greed got me, or something like that, and I'm already gone. Like, nowhere, the turret can't reach us.
Death is salvation. Tech Priest, you failed to mention that the Hive scum were preparing an ambush.
Encounter with the enemy is by definition the mark of a higher level of intelligence.
I prefer not to walk into traps. Next time, warn me in advance.
Affirmative.
I disagree. I wish I could say something different, but, you know. Oh well. Yeah, that is true. Sometimes it is hard to see. It's actually easier to see if you turn off the atmospheric effects, which the atmospheric effects really hammer your system, especially on the 2 maps that I've found that really mess your system up. It at least makes it a little less problematic. Which is interesting that there's only a few maps that they seem like they didn't do something to them. There's smoke, there's snow, there's like blood mist, there's dust. Like, there should actually be a lot of dust in the air here. Let's see, where was it? which I cranked everything down because I didn't see the effects at first. Yeah, here we go. So you see there's dust in the air more. There's just a lot of atmospheric particles on most maps. And like you can see on the screen now, there's a bit of a haze. So now if we switch it back off, you'll see that kind of grainy, smoggy haze disappear. And see now, there's only minimal, which I kind of wish that you could get rid of that as well, but it definitely makes a bit of a difference on performance, I've noticed. Because I don't know how they did the effects, but yeah. If you read, they even say switching it off, the option will significantly enhance the game's performance, because it will. They literally are adding tons of effects. Yeah, it's like I did all the others, and then I saw this one, and I was like, oh. And I did that, and it had a greater effect than everything else. I mean, putting it on like very low graphics and everything, and putting everything else to low and stuff did nothing in comparison to just turning off effects. Effects was very much. The other one is persistent corpses, can help quite a bit too. There's also the weather setting, and that's the actual snow and stuff that you're talking about. So you want both weather and effects. So on the deck of the Martyr, where you meet Kulstheim, that map tile set, and then the temple tile set that they added with Prophecy, those are the two that I've found just really hammered the system, and it just, I don't know why, but it does. And I kind of wonder if it's because they added the particle effects to be forced in the distance on them, or what.
Directions were locked.
I noticed both of those still had some more effects in the background. So, don't know. It's theory. I don't have any, data to prove it. Alright, do we have to actually resummon? I don't think we had to resummon any of our kind of friends this time. Alright. Yeah, I much prefer the heavy rolling platform than the melee. The melee guy does have more health, but the issue is the Cataphrens go slower, and so I see it actually as a disadvantage because he has to still get up into melee, and he's slower moving.
There is nothing else to learn here. The corruption seems to seep into the depths of the Underhive. I must press on.
Alright. Time to give the vendor trash. Yeah, we didn't actually get that much vendor trash. Well, let me get into the next mission and I'll show you a little bit about the tank dudes. There's definitely differences. The reserve cost is the big thing. Let's see. Meh. we come over here quickly and we look, this is going to actually be helpful for what we're talking about too. You'll see that it's 23 plus 3 regen, suppression, health, base damage, all that is great, right? Movement speed is 85, and it's 85 on the melee guys too. 100 on the spider. So if you want melee constructs, I see that the spider is better, or no, technically not a spider, it's a Siloin. I'm not sure how you'd say that. But if you want you'd want the Viviscerator, because they have the enhanced speed. They don't have necessarily as much health, but they get up in the face quicker, and of course there's more of them. You have 3 to 4 summons with these guys. You only have 1 with these guys. It's pronounced spider. Sounds good. I can do that. But the Cataphrone melee, you'll see, is slower. And so, sure, they're big, tough tanks. They have additional, but when they still have to run up and get into melee. And that's the disadvantage I found with them, is that their reduced speed made it so it took longer for them to get in melee, which means it takes longer for them to get effective, which means they burn through more. And I mean, you have 2,000 health times 3 to 4, so 6,000 to 8,000 health, whereas this only has 4,000 health. This has 16 or more data flux reserve, 16 cooldown, 38 use. This has 19, 8 second. So you can just pop these guys out and they're faster. And so if you're going melee, I really see this is the way to go. Because the others they can't engage quick enough. The ranged version of the spiders, the Combustor, I've actually played with a little bit, and it's not bad, but the problem is you don't get the additional 5, or the additional, 5, if you have all of them. You don't get the additional summon like you do with the other. So you only get 2 of them, actually. Not even 3, you get 2. However, they do have the advantage if they're at range. You can wind up equipping them with lasguns or meltaguns, which meltaguns against armor is yes please. They're basically turrets that move. The downside is they, base damage is 56, where the turret is 169. Yeah, the turret's a lot more damage. So luckily they did balance it, where the turrets had the disadvantage of not moving, but they had the advantage of having heavier ordnance and damage. Whereas for the Cataphrone, I don't see the melee working. The range does work because they do have the heavy ordnance that they can fire down. They have the grav cannon, and I'm hoping to unlock the plasma cannon at some point, maybe for them. A big help was actually switching over to the Phosphor Blaster instead of the Flamethrower, because they have the additional weapon at range. And that's actually the last mission we did had that, and it definitely helped. The Castilian we want to go with, on the other hand, is a tough little booger. He has 7,000 health. So that's more than any of the others. Including the spider times 4 gives you 8, so it's just under specializing in the melee spider for health per summon. But they have range, they have melee, they have energy shield regen, they have higher health regen per second. So I'm wondering if these guys are potentially viable, is what I'm wanting to try out. And that's really why I want to try them out, is because I see that they look cool, and it may be really fun to find a way to make them viable, kind of like we have with these guys. Oh, actually, I found a really good way to do that. you use the melee spiders. You have 1 or 2 melee spiders to aggro and handle some of the, damage soaking. And then you use the ranged spiders as your personal entourage that stay close to you. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you what I was talking about. Hope we have the other thing still. And no, this is not optimal. I'm just quickly throwing stuff on. Let's see. We need our other armor, which I got rid of. Bope. For this, you want to go with, where is it? Where's my get more spooters? More spooters. Do you have? Yeah, it's garbage. But the point is, it gives us what we need to demo. Alright, so we will do this and see how it works. So you can see kind of how you can use the shooty spooters and not wind up being highly disappointed. The fact that they have range is definitely helpful, but you are right, they are squishy and they don't pull aggro. And I don't have the self-destruct yet on the melee spooters, so we won't see them going, hopping, going boom, but they will pull aggro and take damage.
Another heroic quest to
Never mind, we won't see them on this mission. We'll see them on the next mission. Sorry about
your
that.
Sense of dedication, but focus on your mission. The threat you are about to face is immense.
What else would a solitary knight seek, if not a relentless battle? And a victory against all the odds!
The zone of your current engagement is swarming with Tyranids. I must also warn you about the venomous clouds obstructing large areas.
Trust me and the Crimson Wanderer, my brother in battle.
I am not your battle brother, sir, but I wish you a good fight. You must clear the entire area.
Yes, if only this was our shooty spooter.
To the target location.
I know your retinue well, Inquisitor, but I haven't had the pleasure of fighting for you. Yet. But the Crimson Wanderer, this magnificent relic of our glorious past, is now on its way to strike down the unclean and the corrupted.
I must warn you, Knight, that the vaporous discharge you have entered is of an extremely corrosive nature.
A mere whiff of foul xenos stench cannot harm my glorious war machine.
Quite the contrary. The
I love
acidic
this guy.
fog can significantly damage the plating of your Knight.
Blast! Full speed ahead!
I haven't found there to actually be a reason to clear it as a knight. What I find is you just do the mission is all that matters with the knight. I haven't seen that it actually does any benefit to totally clear the map. It seems like they just throw plenty of enemies on there so that you have plenty to kill.
In case you were wondering about my past, Inquisitor, it is shrouded in secrecy. I forsook my house and became a free blade a very long time ago, for reasons I cannot discuss, as I am bound by an oath of secrecy. I hope you understand. I am a solitary wanderer, Inquisitor, drawn to the darkest pits of hell by the flames of war and the cries of the innocent. I am glad to assist the Holy Ordos, and that is exactly how I met the Inquisitor who formerly led the noble company on your ship for a while.
Purging the unclean Xenos. The job for the Crimson Wanderer, indeed. So, because this is a purge all mission, it's taking longer, because you have to find everyone. Oh good, they're finally showing us where everyone is. Hey!
The Squire scouts are reporting new activity. The massacre has drawn out the Synapse creature as expected.
My experience in Xenos matters is limited to fighting them, Inquisitor. Is this development good or bad?
It is quite subjective, I'm afraid. You will be facing a truly monstrous creature. However, it also possesses a psychic power that unites the Tyranids of this swarm. So killing it makes them lose control.
But that is great news! The more dangerous the opponent, the more glorious the victory!
Oh, this guy. Oh, this guy.
Abominate! Inquisitor, the swarm is no more. The Crimson Wanderer has fulfilled its sacred duty. The area has been cleared. The machine spirit of my knight will need some soothing psalms after all this taint. You are free to proceed to the ancient shrine you seek, Inquisitor.
Exceptional. Now we can do a mission where we see the spooter. Logic. Alright. So we'll put this back on later. Oh, good. They didn't switch our mission this time. Alright, let's proceed. Pony, are you back so you can see the shooty spooters? Or do you have someone really long at the door? One passive. Could do this. I mean, we're probably going to respec later anyways when we have enough points to do what we need. Yeah, we'll do that. Give him a little more durability. Alright. Hopefully Pointy's back soon so he can enjoy the escapades of our shooty spooters.
Inquisitor, may I remind you that you have only gained temporary respite by eliminating the Synapse creature. The Tyranids are still unorganized, but soon another organism will replace the original Synapse creature.
I have no time to lose then. I must locate that Eldari shrine immediately.
There it is. I thought I heard something else drop. But yeah, as you saw, they stopped and engaged in range against that guy and took him out for us before he was able to engage in melee with them. And then our melee bots run up and get in their face. So it's actually a fairly efficient way of doing it. Especially since melee doesn't usually work as good against armor. If I got melta-guns on them, I could really see them being better to use against the armored foe. Luckily, most of what we've been coming across here didn't have armor. And of course then we come across someone with armor.
Your termination is mandatory.
Melee, go engage. See? I see it to be functional this way. You indeed have to, have some meat shields. But the range definitely helps because they don't have to move up into melee to do any damage. They just sit there and immediately switch target when one target's down.
signatures indicate the approach of psi-active organisms, probably inbound from the adjacent zone.
I'm expecting significant increase in their coordination and resistance levels.
I actually think I could probably do an additional ranged and just have one group of melee, because they get up in their face enough that it's defensible. I mean, as you see, the melee guys are the only ones that have taken any damage. My ranged guys haven't gotten hit. And so if you have, you know, armor that you're up against, having the melta-guns on them would definitely be useful. They're kind of like small. They're like light turrets that move. I wish the additional construct perk worked on the range guys as well, not just the melee. That's one thing I really wish would be different, is that you could, it was all the spooters, you get an extra spooter when you use them. Unfortunately, it's only the melee spooters you get an extra. But I mean, you can see that they're outpacing me, and they go to where I click, not necessarily go to where I am. So that's one thing you might want to do as well, is if you click up there, they'll run up there even if you don't, sort of thing. So the melee guys ran up there and engaged even before I got there. And then the range guys just moved to within range to fire, and then lay down the fire while I move in. So, I mean, yeah, I agree. Just going pure ranged is a bit tough, because then you'd have to take all the hits, and that doesn't work well. But if you have a mix like this, it actually works pretty well.
Which has survived an exterminators, a remarkable technological anomaly.
No, they're splitting my forces. Back this way, quick, melee. We might actually lose some here. Nope, nope, maybe we won't. Well, I meant at the range ones. We've already lost some melee ones. That's not surprising. The melee ones
are...
are
closing in on the shrine. The architectural components of the nearby ruins are consistent with our records on spiritual Aldari structures.
I'm convinced that it has become the lair of something much more materialistic.
Alright, good. We refreshed that group. That group was down to 1. Yeah, you can and you can't. You don't directly control them. But if you click where to move, so if you have move click on, you can say move here, and they will go there even if you're not catching up.
The last act in this grand tragedy will soon unfold, human. Are you willing to take the stage?
I must warn you that to manipulate an Inquisitor is not the brightest idea, Eldar.
Always so furious. So short-sighted. I am not your weak-willed subordinate.
Insolence. You have clearly betrayed me.
This stone once absorbed the soul of a seer, the greatest pathfinder in the Garden of Ever-Changing Roads. I need it. We need it to walk the seventh path. This is the first curio of fate I need.
Hey, that's not fair. I did all the work. We're going radical, but right now I'm really wishing we were going Puritan. Just breathing. Just breathing. Just making us do all the work and stealing it from us. Yeah, we'll do this. I have no more time for games. Give me the truth.
Are you willing to cooperate?
On one condition.
What would that be?
You really, really need to survive your next battle.
Doing okay.
Unnecessary death.
Woo! Alright, well, his area of acid attacks or poison, which I really don't get why the spooters are affected by poison since they're just robotic, but hey, whatever, it worked. Speak.
I've promised you answers, human. So, you will have your answers.
Did you lead me here on purpose?
I might have manipulated you to help me take the spirit stone from this scorched pit of despair our planet has become. Yes.
Did you lie about everything? The prophecy, the Alpha Pariah?
I cannot lie. My role forbids it. Your Inquisitor brother knows that. That's why you were sent here. Clever, clever Mercer. I weave my words too carefully for lies.
Enough of this. Do you know the answer to my question or not?
There is a place deep within the maze that spreads between the real space and the warp. And in the heart of that living, twisting labyrinth lies the Black Library.
You are stalling again. I'm losing patience with you, Eldar.
The library is a repository of forbidden knowledge, a vast collection of books still unwritten or lost forever. And I stole the prophecy from its darkest vaults.
You had it the entire time.
I told you I didn't lie. Take the prophecy. It is yours.
This ranks as a highly improbable scenario, yet with the optimal outcome.
That is true. Corrosive acid is different than poison, and that does fit within IDs. Interesting. Yay, another level. Another skill point. Oh yeah, no, definitely agree on the Nurgle. The Nurgle stuff is terrible. That's actually not bad on what he currently has, except we're not doing the damage ourselves. Excellent. So yeah, you can definitely make the melee ranged spooter mix work pretty good. No, I agree. The alpha doesn't get enough heat for that. It's just thinking about potential builds that may or may not work. No change. All right. I think we're going to go back to our Catafran and see how we like him. Yeah, Catafran. It's like, wait, no, did I say it wrong? You'd have to build him more like an assassin sort, where you don't rely on them. I mean, by definition of him, the starting perks you get and the additional perks you get leveling up, as well as the attribute boosts, are all about constructs. So that's really what he was built for, is the construct build. Let's pull out back at our Cataphren squad. Which actually we could do a 5th with Cataphren. But I think we'll stick with the 4 for now. And have better armor. I don't think I did the Ordo mission yet. Yeah, I saw that he's now here. He wasn't earlier. Oh, nice. Alright. Well, I know I don't like him, so can I kill him? As for the other two, he's alright. And of course Malleus, we want to ensure we help the Malleus because, you know, we don't like the infernal demons. Alright. Yeah, it must have been that one where I did the mission for him. I saw the little cherub that he brought on board. I thought it was probably the one that unlocked it. Biologus, what intel do you have?
What do you make of this ancient prophecy, Margos?
The tech priest considers it pure Xenox nonsense. My opinion is more nuanced, but I can't see any practical use for it either.
You are being too harsh. The prophecy alludes to certain facts that we know are valid.
You are willing, then, to accept the existence of a million-year-old artifact, created by a race long extinct, that somehow had knowledge of the birth of beings like her?
Uther's research was based on ancient fabricators' technology. The existence of the Alpha Pariah could easily be the result of this prophecy. In that case, the Pariah needs the artifact to control her powers and fulfill her true potential. Otherwise, she presents a grave danger to everyone.
Intriguing.
Do you have a destination for me?
I must find an unknown artifact created by a long-extinct race. The chances are minuscule. I have scoured the available Inquisitorial archives and classified data troves. Nothing.
I might be of some help. Luckily, we have an acquaintance who knows his way around the system.
Who would that be?
A rogue trader captain who once helped out in an investigation related to my family. This captain, one Nathaniel Grexus, made a fortune as a trader in Xenos relics. He abandoned that particular career a while ago, but he must have kept his contacts.
A sound idea. Do you have any information on his whereabouts?
We exchanged messages only recently. He was on his way to the mining world Arcadus.
Then set course for that planet. We must find that Grexus.
Alright. Grexus is back. Not sure if that's a good thing or not. I'll probably do the Ordos missions then on our tactical crusader.
The tech priest has sent out several scryer skulls. We have a hit on Grexus.
I require an update on his activities.
May I hazard a guess? Old Nathaniel Grexus must be quite busy with one of his suspicious deals.
This area is a hideout for rebellious deserters. Whatever he is doing here, I will most certainly not approve.
Are you willing to face an army of rebels?
They will have a chance to show penitence. They had a chance to show penitence. Now they have left me no choice.
Ah, very nice. Let's clear the wrong way first. Looks like just a downed ship.
We have the pick feed from the scryer skulls.
You have betrayed me, you filthy rat!
First, call me a rat again and I will break your jaw. Secondly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? An Imperial agent has landed in the zone. Tell me it was not you.
Don't you dare pin this on me, you scoundrel.
Snitches like you deserve death. But we can use you as a hostage. Lads, watch this filth while I deal with this mess.
Great. Old Grexus is being, well, himself again.
I have no time to lose.
Mission clear. The heretics. Hey, Technomancer Resman. Alright, I think we already have that though. Purge this unclean. I like the heavy weapon platforms. This is working quite well. Now, the flamers didn't work nearly as well.
Be careful, Inquisitor. They have fortified their camp with advanced defense systems.
These Ogrins are too tough. Ugh. So, how's everyone doing today? We're just gonna camp here for a moment. Yeah. Slowly refresh them as we're able and let the others heal. Always refreshing the least healed one first. And soon we'll have them all back. I think I did the wrong one. Oh well. Yeah, those rockets hurt. No, we lost one. And 2 are down. Oof. What? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Why did I hit the wrong button? Come on, just a little bit more, a little bit more.
These rebels are surprisingly well equipped for a group of simple deserters.
Ow, 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 ow. My word. Take him out. The Savant. Who is the Savant?
The contacts of Captain Grexus seem to dabble in Prometheum smuggling as well. These rebels have a shadowy benefactor with a moniker, the Savant. That could be an important lead.
I understand that, Pointy. And I do think they could use some work, but we're still trying to figure out how to use them best.
I
for payback!
I mean, they definitely aren't as easy of a choice to work as
These rebels keep dealing in all sorts of dubious activities.
The increasing warp surges tore this sector apart for a very long time, fragmenting the largest Astra Militarum regiment into separated entities. Those who were weak of faith have fallen into the abyss of foul treachery.
I love how the grab cannons on these guys just shove them back. I guess we could do a Castilian melee to tank them. Could try it. I'm not so worried about them tanking because the Castilians are tough whether they're ranged or melee. It's more putting out enough firepower, and I think that's more what we need to do is upgrade their weaponry, because I think the plasma cannon may do more damage than the grab cannon that they have. So I'm wondering if we did that, if that would work better. But I don't know. And I mean, it's a matter of just figuring out what the best options are in the long run, but we don't have everything we need yet to really test it all. Ooh. Oh no. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Kolsterheim, you... Interesting, we literally cannot get through.
Another technological marvel defiled.
Purge the unclean. All they would have had to do is stand down. None of them would have perished. But no. They have to attack an agent of the Holy Ordos.
The mindless brutality will be punished.
If only they had the brains to do as they should, as the Emperor intends. Wow. Such a beating. We'll be back to you. Be patient. Don't like leaving our flanks uncleared.
I swear, Inquisitor, this is not what it looks like. A dreadful scam, that's all it is. On the part of these filthy scoundrels, I mean. I'm innocent. I would never collaborate with known traitors.
Calm down, Grexus. This Inquisitor is hunting for someone else. I've told him about you.
My dearest Ragnar, what a joy. Still doing charitable unpaid work for the Holy Orders, I see.
Terminate this unnecessary social interaction now. The captain is correct. This rescue operation does not concern your person, but your potential as an informant.
I'm always glad to help the Imperium. Even for free, of course.
You sound so thrilled.
So tell me, Inquisitor, how can I assist the Imperium today?
I hear that you are an expert on Xenos relics.
Oh, well, I've only dabbled in the fine arts, unless you want to transport them unnoticed by Imperial authorities. Then I am definitely your man.
Let us pretend I didn't hear that. I'm trying to locate a unique Xenos artifact.
In that case, I might know of someone who could be of help. They call him the Savant.
The shadowy figure behind your criminal friends.
Who said anything about friends? I was led to believe that they conduct legitimate business. Or misled, rather. That Savant, on the other hand, is far from a law-abiding citizen. He, or she, is running an operation dealing in black market Xenos art in the subsector.
And where could I find this Savant?
I have no idea. But I can lead you to the base of those despicable gentlemen you have just obliterated. Righteously, of course. They are business partners now.
I hope that your assumption is correct, and I will find information about the Savant's whereabouts there.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure who would put out more range damage, the Cataphren or the Castilian. That's one of the things we need to kind of figure out as well, to determine the best selection of troops.
And now comes the hard part. You will need to make these unworthy Imperial subjects reveal the location of the Savant.
I don't have time to deal with prisoners and interrogations.
Noospheric analysis shows various cogitators in the area. All properly cleansed and maintained.
Good suggestion. Those machines are probably being actively used by these rebels to conduct the operations. They might provide the information I need. Your actions were illogical.
Always search the cogitators. The Cataphrone is fairly slow shooting. It's not super fast. But it's not bad. So it's one of those, yeah, we need to find out.
Be careful, Inquisitor. The Argus shows several patrols moving around in the target area.
I guess a phosphorus gun isn't bad. That's the thing we need to see what the
Keep your
ultimate guns
distance from
look
those
like too.
barrels. One careless shot, and the whole area will go up in flames.
Really? You stupid, stupid machine. See, that's why we need the Castilian robots. They don't have any of those organic squishy bits to not function properly.
Watch out, Inquisitor. Those towers will alert the nearby troops.
The soothing sound of silence. Activation sounds initialized.
Cataphrons, do your duty. To the Omnissiah and defend me while I investigate the cogitator. Not doing too bad.
The cogitator data is fragmented. Crypto litanies are remarkably well versed for those unskilled in the tech mysteries.
Can you decipher it?
A larger sample would exponentially lower the estimated time cost of the procedure.
So much for a surgical strike. I will clear the areas and access the other cogitators. Teleport beacon in range.
Let's avoid that. Yeah. The skull traps sometimes aren't bad to let go and just trip them because you get additional XP potential. But we're more in it for the story and just trying to progress that, so we're not worried about getting a few points of XP.
If I can't silence the alarm, I'll face some serious resistance.
I do like
Not
that the
I'm
Cataphrone
complaining.
seem to target the skulls and the alarms when I do. These spooters didn't seem to do that.
Like this, cowards!
And of course I take one step further forward than I intend, and it blows up in my face.
You'll never take me alive!
No!
Obey or die! Time for payback!
That's a missile turret. Ow. Let's go around. I did not see it was a missile turret. No wonder we're taking so much damage. Oof. Ow. Oh.
I spit on...
I spit on you. Okay, well I spit on you too, I guess. More deadly barrels. More mines. All the things. Ugh. I did not say to move forward. Wait till it clears.
If I can't silence the alarm, I'll face some serious resistance. Not that I'm complaining.
Right, because it'd be additional experience, but we're not here for that. They do pretty good at hiding those skulls often.
Target neutralized. My ears are bleeding. I must stop this Emperor-forsaken noise.
This is not good. This is not good. I saw it a second too late.
And it's gone.
Come on, come on, guys, help.
Where was I?
There we go. Oh, what?
Execution protocol initiated.
Alright, anything else that we need to cleanse? Yes, a few more individuals who are
Entrance is redundant.
chosen to
Teleport
deny the
beacon in
Messiah
range.
and the Emperor. A dead end. Alright. Want to be sure that we are clear of the heretics. Messiah, I require 2 additional assets.
Accessing the sacred mechanism now.
Defend me for the Messiah. Alright, what do we have here? Fabricatus. Interesting. Cigars. Better details. That might be what we want. Oh, necrotech.
It's still no data on the location of the person of interest. Located an infotome type Fabricatus and Requillery, though.
That unique term again. What could you find out about them?
The data serves recently finished combing through the material. Warning, 99.9% speculation.
Give me a summary.
The Fabricatus were a Xenos race, confined to the Caligari sector. Extinct for several millions of standard years. Hypothesis, based on Fabricatus archaeofragments. These Xenos tried to adapt Necron technology, with no significant result.
For the Emperor.
Alright, well, we've cleansed them and collected the data. Moving on. They certainly have reinforced positions here. They have dug in like a tick, and must be removed. And that was foolish. I saw it a moment too late. Cleansed. And we took out the skull with it. I was trying to not do that, and I failed. Let me guess, that would have been an additional 2 turrets.
For the rebellion!
They must have friend-foe IDs on those turrets, or on those mines. Would you stop blowing up those mines? I tell you. I think they have brain rot. Can I replace your organic bits? I don't think they're functioning properly.
My ears are bleeding. I must stop this Emperor-forsaken noise.
Ensure this route is clear, so when we are investigating our cogitator, we do not get unexpectedly attention. Stand guard. Data acquisition underway.
Accessing the sacred mechanism now.
Do your sacred duty to the Omnissiah. Cleanse them for me. interesting. Library symptom team. Alright, so it gives us some details.
Encrypted business transaction and financial correspondence analyzed between local subjects and a person with the name tag Savant. Astra Telepathica codes identify the system and the world where the messages originated.
Then we have what we were looking for. It's time to pay a visit to this Savant.
Be prepared for anything, Inquisitor. The Savant has a fearsome reputation in my circles.
And
hopefully
I am
the
also...
agents of the Ordos have a similar reputation in your circles.
Go on, perform your sacred duty. Alright, I need to refill liquid and we will press on for a little while longer. I don't have as long as normal due to a business meeting I must attend. But hang on for just one moment while I acquire aquatic sustenance and we will proceed. Alright, give me a moment here and we'll press on. And pointing even though you can't hear it. Farewell, good luck with the appointment. Alright. We only have, what, 30 minutes or so more due to the appointment I have to take later, but we will press on as best we can.
Did you verify the coordinates we had for that mysterious Savant?
I did, Inquisitor. It is on Dvorgov, a quarantine world still infested by Tyranids which could spell trouble. Speaking of trouble, there is also an astropathic transmission for you from an Inquisitor of the Ordo Malleus.
I'm Inquisitor Corax, a demon hunter of the Ordo Malleus, and I require your immediate attention. We need your assistance in a most important matter. Find me on my stronghold in the Ventus system. Corax out.
More polite than the Ordos Hereticus. And less whiny sounding.
Change of plans, Inquisitor?
No. If you ask me, the Demon Hunters are a secretive branch of the Inquisition. with an exaggerated sense of self-importance. Korax can wait. I must find the savant first.
Nothing here. Wonder how Korax feels about waiting.
Tech Priest, a logical first step would be to access the data vault of the port to find that hideout.
Correct. As per the decree of tech preservation, the maintenance of our sacred data vaults is a priority, even on temporarily uninhabitable worlds.
First, I need to find a cogitator to access the port data vault.
Filing personal addendum. Your initiative is commendable for someone not wholly indoctrinated into the ways of the cult Mechanicus.
These Xenos are truly a blight upon this subsector.
I have a question.
Considering the adaptability of this race,
If any
the
of you
phenomenon
can
is
solve
completely
this.
explicable.
I'm much more interested in why anyone would choose a Tyranid-infested city as a hideout.
Consider the Xenos presence as a defensive system.
How can they burrow in the ground here, where there is no ground? Anyone? I think that's a problem. There might be ground way down there. There's not here. Apparently they're like Necron Tyranids. They can merge with metal and morph down into it or something. I don't know. At least these ones aren't doing it. Maybe that was just a fluke on the first ones. It was weird though. And more Xenos. Alright, we have to go back and check that, because it looks like it's not looping back around. I thought this was just going to be the side passage, and the other route was the primary. You're fast, dude. The rest of your brethren are lagging behind you. We were incorrect in the evaluation. This is indeed a dead end. And the route we are on is the primary passage. Moving on. Where are the Ordos Xenos for this place? Ow. Jump me into melee.
Accessing the sacred mechanism now.
This is a dead end, so we'll take care of this.
Activation sounds initialized.
Reaching the data vault has failed. You need to power up the auxiliary mainframe.
Send me the coordinates to that mainframe.
I figured that would be the case with what we saw. Ooh.
Those are definitely Blessed Adeptus Mechanicus Automata. This warrants an inquiry.
Yes, it does.
This is interesting. This retinue was working for a techno-archaeologist. It could be the savant we seek.
I presume the contingent was trying to eradicate the local Tyranid threat.
Quite the contrary. They were trying to gain control of the Xenos population.
I keep an open mind, but even I find that idea hard to swallow. On another note, the data slate contains location tags for their home base.
Where is it?
We have no information as yet. The tech priest is working on it.
Exceptional.
I am the Emperor's wrath.
No, we are the wrath of the Omnissiah. Purging the unclean filth. The unworthy organics. Flesh is weak. Ensure full area is clear for the Omnissiah. Eradication protocols enabled. Cleanse them. Organic removal protocol complete. Organics detected. Clear the threat. Does look like the burrowing has been disabled. It must have just been a fluke on that first one. Take him out. Cleansed. Moving on. Hooray, cleanse them all. The Omnissiah's blessed weaponry. Purge with the blessed weapons of the Omnissiah. His great gifts.
Your priority is still to access the auxiliary mainframe, Inquisitor.
I'm working on it, Tech Priest. In case you hadn't noticed, I've run into some resistance.
The altercation has definitely been noticed and recorded for potential post-mortem evaluation.
I am the Emperor's wrath.
See that Vox station? There's an incoming transmission.
An attempt to communicate. Good. My target must be getting nervous.
You have entered Research Zone 17. Trespassing is strictly prohibited. You must leave immediately.
You must be the Savant. I am an agent of the Holy Orders, and I have questions for you.
I only answer to the Machine Guard, Inquisitor. The work I'm doing here is of paramount importance. We must be prepared for the return of the High Fleet.
This is treachery, and you will pay for your insolence.
I don't think so. But I hope you don't mind participating in a little experiment first.
Careful, Inquisitor. The Void Port defense systems have been activated.
That treacherous Savant has control over the entire system. He's trying to stop me.
At least you don't need any more proof that you are on the right track.
Indeed. Autocollect is wondrous.
Execution protocol initiated.
Any other Xenos filth to cleanse? Negative. Investigate, cogitate, and press on.
Activation sounds initialized.
Interesting, going backwards on this map. I thought it felt similar. We're just going in a different order. Interesting. Excellent, before it fired a shot. Ah, large, filthy Xenos.
Unnecessary death.
Oof, I did some nice damage there.
Your annihilation is a gift to the Emperor.
Omnissiah, be praised, we have cleansed more of the filth.
Your termination is mandatory.
Acquisition complete. That is not good. We need the missing segment. We want all the data, not just partial data. Very well.
Target neutral.
Alternate route? Or is it a dead end?
Death is salvation.
Oh. I should have seen that coming. Oof. We are running close to an appointment, so let's press on quickly. We'll do it more thoroughly on our other Inquisitor.
What is this unauthorized deployment, Tech Priest?
Displaying necessary initiative. Accessing the mainframe requires the knowledge of Tier 4 administrative charts.
Are you suggesting that I lack the necessary skills?
Negative. The number of incoming bioforms requires your undivided attention. Hence, you cannot run the crypto litanies at the same time.
That is logical. I will defend the area while you complete the process.
Nice.
For your information, Inquisitor, I will record your combat for further analysis. First, I found your intrusion bothersome, but I realize that your presence here grants me the opportunity to study the combat patterns of the Tyranids more thoroughly. You are doing the work of the Omnissiah.
I am, and by bringing you in, I shall do so more. Hooray, we do not have time to waste.
A new wave of Tyranids is approaching. Stay alert, Inquisitor.
I have spent decades working on my synaptic pseudo generator unit, but it was a failure. I set out to build a device that could control the Tyranids, and it was deemed impossible. But I can't give up on my vision yet.
Your actions were illogical.
Illogical actions are a sin.
Your actions were logged.
Oh my word. Why so many?
The bioscanners indicate another wave of Tyranids, Inquisitor.
The persistence of my misguided brother there is getting frustrating, Inquisitor. Just like your unwelcome visit. I know you want to judge me, but I seek to save the Imperium. These organisms pose a huge threat, but if we could find a way to control them one day, just think about the potential.
The Omnissiah does not wish for organics. He wishes for the machine. You have failed him. Whew. They're definitely making the waves. And here comes more.
Bioscans show no more incoming hostiles. Also, data analysis complete. Voidport structural records have been processed. The location of the underground facility is available.
Excellent. It is time to pay a visit to that treacherous madman and discuss these experiments.
Oh, yeah. Dum, dum, dum. So many. I hope you all have enjoyed. Due to a appointment I must attend, or business meeting, we shall say, we will have to end early today. However, I am hoping to segment an additional time slot this evening so we may progress. If you all would like to be notified of that, please be sure to follow and sign up for notifications, and we will do so as soon as we are able. I hope you all have enjoyed, and it has been a pleasure with having you all here and enjoying the lovely, lovely story of this tech adept. Hope you all have enjoyed, and until then, enjoy the story.